we wanted to, because Bad Batch season 2, well, it keeps getting delayed. Who knows when it's actually coming out, but
Yeah.
it'll come out eventually. I'm
Hmm.
sure it'll come out sometime. I've heard now between December, January. I believe that their initial plan is that it'll probably come out before Mandalorian. Now,
I
Hmm.
thought it was what wasn't it still announced to be like end of the month or something? I thought they just gave a new release date for it.
no, that was like it was like Disney Plus Australia that still listed it as September 26th.
Mm.
Yeah.
But but and if you go to it on their website, you go to the Bad Batch, it says new season coming soon to Disney Plus. It doesn't give a date, it just says it's on the Bad Batch main screen.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
which could be interesting now since we were talking about Tales of the Jedi. That actually might play some sort of role in connections across because now we have like, you know, Ahsoka's kind of story, including Rex, right? Who's
mhm.
is a big character in Bad Batch as well. So, there could have been something as far as storylines and what Disney wanted to the audience to learn first or see first, surprise wise or anything like that. That could actually have played some sort of role.
I think more or less they just don't want to overlap it with any other
Yeah,
things coming out.
that
Especially,
too.
I think I think they can overlap Star Wars and Marvel somewhat, but also they noted that Miss Marvel had one of the worst views because it was airing the same time that Obi-Wan was. And to be completely honest, Miss Marvel was one of the better shows I thought uh, of the new Marvel TV shows. And but
Hmm.
apparently it got a lot less views because it was airing same time as Obi-Wan. So I don't think they want to force those ones together. And especially I think they're probably thinking we don't want to overlap Star Wars with Star Wars. We
Hmm.
don't want the Bad Batch coming out when Andor is coming out.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
And
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 yeah, the Send It O'Reilly just said, I read a lot of speculation that the reason why Tales of the Jedi is now being released is because of the delay in the Bad Batch. And yeah, that's definitely possible. I mean, all of, especially like the animated shows and things like that, they probably have, animated stuff like done that we don't even know about. And, just as a business, they're
Hmm.
thinking where to strategically place this to to keep members and keep subscription base high and things like that. And yeah, so I would totally, if I found out that was the truth, I would totally see why they would do something like that. Like,
I
okay,
mean,
let's throw something in there.
as a Star Wars and Marvel fan, Disney Plus is like the only streaming service that it's a must have for me. It's and the way they do it with the weekly releases, it keeps you having to keep that
Hmm.
subscription because everything is coming out every week and then there's a new show next month and then there's a new show the month after and it's just
Yeah.
continually there's always new content and it's again Star Wars and Marvel. It's the content that you want to see. Like I feel like Netflix is great. They do a lot of content. They throw a lot of it out there, but then again at the same time a lot of it's just like a random TV show. I I
Hmm.
generally don't just watch random TV shows. I mean I do sometimes, but it's not like okay, this has no relation to anything that I like or it's
This isn't Star Wars or Marvel, so I'm not gonna watch it.
basically. Well, that's not exactly what I mean, but more along the lines of just it doesn't there's no continuous story that I'm trying to keep up with and uh so all that,
I'm
yeah.
I'm not seeing an official announcement from Disney, but I'm seeing a lot of people reporting, especially even Collider reporting says it's moved to January 4th of 23.
Which I also saw that they believe that that could also delay uh Mandalorian season 3 because
Well,
it
I
was
mean,
Yeah.
it was
I
originally
don't even think that would
suspected.
technically be a delay because they haven't announced a date for that, which is supposed to be spring.
But every leak there was said it was February of
Yeah,
Yeah.
but leaks are nothing. The Bad Batch had an announcement date of September, and it got delayed.
yeah.
Like had an official date,
Mhm.
and then it got delayed. They haven't officially announced a Mandalorian. They have said spring of 23, which spring is uh, April, May, June, technically.
Mhm.
So you get all the way up
So
until then for us to get Mando.
they said that they delayed Andor, or they didn't actually say why they did it, but most everyone assumed because it would be overlapping with She-Hulk, and I can
Mhm.
see now why that would be happening because I feel like She-Hulk's been fine. It's not anything special to me. I don't have a
Yeah.
lot of complaints, but I'm also like it's just another show to me. It's fine. There's nothing really stand out to me about it. And I feel like
Mhm.
if Andor had come out at the same time, it would have been doing the same thing that Obi-Wan did when Miss Marvel was airing and just
Yeah.
overshadowed it.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I think like between those two shows, like you said, like Miss Marvel, I wasn't like, it wasn't like a Star Wars like show for me, but like I definitely was like watching it when it came out and everything, like each episode with Miss Marvel. But like with the Hulk after the first episode, I was like, whenever I get some time, I'll eventually I'll eventually watch this. But yeah, same thing. There's nothing like I hate about it or anything like that. Just it didn't immediately catch me, and them, like maybe there is like a couple of things like as far as like cinematically the way that they chose to like film it isn't necessarily my style. But yeah, I think if they were to put it at the same time as Andor, oh, that'd be devastating.
Yeah, and that's
so
what
if you think about it, um, we're gonna get Andor into the Bad Batch, into Mandalorian season 3, possibly into Ahsoka for summer of. So we got Andor for the fall,
and you
Bad
also have
Batch for
Tales
the
of the
winter.
Jedi there in
Um,
end of October.
October.
I'm
Yeah.
talking like major shows, right? So we'll have Andor for the
Hey,
fall.
hey, wait a second.
Okay.
Those
To
are
his point, it's only 6
shorts.
episodes,
It's only
and they're
six
called
episodes. They're
shorts.
shorts. So,
Okay.
but I mean, so Andor in the fall, Bad Batch in the winter, Mandalorian in the spring, Ahsoka in the summer. You're gonna
Mhm.
get the Tales of the Jedi mixed in there. Hopefully, the second season of Visions somewhere in there, and
Mhm.
Acolyte in there somewhere as well. That's supposed to be out in 23, right?
I don't know. At this point, I would say with that many stuffs coming out, I would probably say it's not gonna be until 24. We're
I
only
know there
just now
was.
hearing about because they announced there's a third cast member.
For
He's I
Skeleton
don't know
Crew.
his name, but he was from Squid Games. I haven't even watched that, but that's what the article. I just saw the title of the article of
For
who they cast.
for what?
Acolyte.
Okay, because I know they announced some more. I didn't see who it was, but some more cast members for I think it was Skeleton Crew. That
Yeah,
show
Mm.
that they
Skeleton
announced
Crew's
at
also
Celebration.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah,
When it does that have a date yet? Skeleton Crew?
no, I don't
I
even
don't
think
think
they've
so. They
started.
only announced it at Celebration, and they basically said, "It's a group of kids in a ship lost in space or something, and Jude Law's in it."
Yeah.
That was like their
Yeah.
announcement.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mhm.
was about it. Oh, but here's another one I'll throw at you if you want to think about next year and all the stuff you're getting. New Indiana Jones movie.
Oh, true. Mhm.
Last Harrison Ford, Spielberg, last John Williams.
Mhm.
Although so he's in his 90s. I saw an article recently that stated that he wants to compose a James Bond movie. Like that he's already basically said Indiana Jones is his last movie, but if he ever got the chance to do a James Bond movie, that would be his
I'm kind of
send off
surprised.
piece.
I feel like if there was ever a musical composer for cinema that could get any
Right?
job they ever wanted, how is it not him? If he
Yeah.
actually said that, I want to do James Bond, how is whoever owns that franchise not like, get us on the phone with John Williams? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure.
instantly.
I mean,
Well,
music is so
because
huge
they're in the
for
middle of
the
a
00 movies.
Yeah,
reboot too, though. So they're still
I
trying to
know, but
figure out who's gonna be the next
Yeah.
James Bond, and so
but
who
I feel
knows how
like
long that could be? It could be another 5 years. He's already John Williams is 90 now.
I know, but I feel like if this is how John Williams feels about 007, I doubt, he's felt that way. Oh, I really like Daniel Craig, so I feel like I want to do a James Bond movie. He's has been a fan of that franchise since the 60s, right? So how has he not had an opportunity? I can't believe they would have not been all over that. I mean,
Right.
one of the greatest musical composers of our generation, who is alive to this date.
And so editor in the chat says he wants to see a cameo from Cal or with Cal from Fallen Order. And I feel like that's probably coming at some point.
Yeah.
And there's a reason. You know that at this point when if they're gonna do video games like that, they're gonna keep doing it this way where they just cast actual actors in the roles and just have them do the motion capture and all that. Because then if they ever want to make them in live action, they already have the actor.
Yeah. It'd be amazing to
I
start having some tie-ins of that.
I thought we were getting something. I thought he was going to be in something, some like cameo or something. I thought I heard.
I mean, he could
But
be
I
in the
could be
Bad
wrong.
Batch. That would be a good spot to put a cameo in from him. It's around the same time. Even if you like saw him before the first game, and just like notice that was him, you'd just be walking by. Just an Easter egg,
No, man, like and I think like we tie so many things to the Ahsoka show just because she spans like a really good time to have like, people from animated come to live action. But if there was some way that they could get him and BD1 in live action on the Ahsoka show, that would be pretty cool too.
You'd have to be older though. I don't know if I feel like he's perfect for a cameo in Andor. That's like the perfect timeline. Where Jedi Fallen Order is, his age, that's like a perfect timeline. But in Ahsoka show, it's supposed to be well after. It's the same time like The Mandalorian is taking place, like 5 or so years after.
I feel like there's no way we don't get flashbacks in the Ahsoka show.
Yes, that's true because we already know that Hayden Christensen is in the show.
Yeah. Well, plus we have. I think Andor could be right because you have what's his name, Forrest Whitaker's character,
Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera is in Jedi Fallen Order, right? So they already have that relationship there. Yeah. So I could totally see him coming up somewhere in the end, even if it's just a cameo, right?
Yeah, I could see that, but I think what editor just said, I totally agree with that he doesn't necessarily fit with the story of Andor, and because that is true because we're focusing on a bunch of people who like aren't Force sensitive, aren't Jedi or anything. It's kind of like, so I guess I could that might take a bit of wind out of the sails.
Yes and no, because the rebellion also, like we saw in Obi-Wan, kind of stems from just people helping others, helping along, the whole establishment of the path, helping Force sensitives get safe. So
I think
that's where I'm thinking that because it's not going to focus on him. We're not going to be like, all right, this is the Cal Kestis episode, but we might get a cameo of him in there somewhere.
Even if he's like just
somebody out
talking to Saw, even if like Cassian is doing a mission for Saw Gerrera and he just happens to be standing there as well and talking to Gerrera or something. For a cameo anyway, he could fit. I don't think he's going to be, like you said, he's not going to get an episode.
But we could totally see I could see a cameo there.
He gets injured somehow. He gets injured somehow in the episode, and then he's like, BD1 stim kit. Oh man.
Speaking of BD1,
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
I'm so jealous.
Nice.
got the Lego for it. Just got
Yeah.
that.
Nice.